Howdy, howdy, howdy. Hello and welcome on the Black Shadow, of course. Welcome. I hope you guys have had a decent summer, chance, to catch some rays, enjoy some kind of normal lifestyle, meet people you haven't seen perhaps for quite a while. I will definitely state for the record, meeting people highly underrated in 2021 would definitely suggest you go and do that more often. There's your top tip for the day. Anyways, we're here for the channel update, as I do every now and again, and we have got a busy few months coming up. As the title explains, we're making our return to horror, after having kind of a bit of a break from it for a little while. The channel's been, I guess, a little bit on the quiet side for a couple of months or so, mainly just playing with XCOM, a couple of bits and pieces on the side, but that is all going to be changing for a very busy second half of the year, which I'm very much looking forward to, and that's why we are here. We're going to be talking about, obviously, stuff going on YouTube currently and ongoing, the Twitch schedule coming up for September and October, and then looking also a little bit ahead beyond that as well. So YouTube is the place to start, and it has been mainly XCOM 2's War of the Chosen over the past sort of about 6 weeks or so. This is part of obviously having a quick sort of break from horror after delving into Resident Evil Village, which obviously took up a lot of the channel's time from once the game was released in May. And it's been nice to have a bit of a break from it. War of the Chosen has been very enjoyable. There's been lots of cool stuff going on. Obviously, chances all the characters that have submitted and get all their stories and bits and pieces. We are currently attempting to not lose the series, seeing as we had basically a win or you lose mission over here, and we're about to be attacked by the Hunter on an Avenger Assault, which is a last stand. If we lose the game, the series is over, and well, I think I'll leave that till the video goes up. But, yeah, it's a long one. That's all I'm going to say for that. So yeah, having had a break, which is good, it is time to start looking to get back into horror. And obviously with September, usually there's obviously plenty of stuff going on Resident Evil, and horror encompasses all sorts of things that we've done on the channel over the past X amount of years or so. I have sat down and had a bit of a discussion and got some suggestions from the Discord server. You can find out in the link description below if you wish to join, which would be very much appreciated. And ultimately, I thought it'd be nice to kind of do a series to kind of get back into the swing of horror before September kicks in the busy Twitch schedule. And after some thinking and plotting, we eventually came up with the cult classic from 1995, Clock Tower. This is a series that has been mentioned to me a few times also. This is one of like the forefathers of the survival horror genre as we know it sort of today with Resident Evil. And I'm going to be playing 2 games from the series. First of all, Clock Tower: The First Fear, which is the 97 remake for the original game from 1995 for the SNES. And then we are going to be following that up as well beyond that with Clock Tower for the PS1, which is actually Clock Tower 2, which was released in the same year as well. This was for the PlayStation 1, sort of more 3D graphics. And to quite a few people, this is probably, they think, the strongest entry into the series. I've never touched a Clock Tower game, I should say, in my life. I don't really know what to expect, except that this man seems to be rather popular in all these games. However, the only thing I do know, and because I had to do some testing, is that even for 1995 standards, Clock Tower for the SNES was not the quickest paced game in the world. It is ultimately it's a point-and-click survival horror. So just bear that in mind. Feel free to do something on the side as you watch. But I'm very much looking at having a delve into these, and it should be a nice entry into our months of horror kicking up over the next couple of months or so. Now, as I had mentioned earlier, this October does mark the 10-year anniversary of me doing YouTube videos on the channel. Which is frightening, because I think back to what my life was like in October 2011, and you probably wouldn't know it was the same person, except for having a listen to the voice and cringing like I do. Look, it took me a while to get this mic, okay? It is what it is. Now, the odds are that we are going to be doing something to kind of acknowledge, it's been 10 years of me doing this. Now, whether that's going to be on YouTube or maybe on Twitch or both, I don't know. What exactly it's going to encompass, I'm unsure, but it seems kind of appropriate to at least revisit one or two games from sort of like the early days of the channel, give them a revisit. There is a certain solar game which I might find some time to have a replay of, because it has been an awful long time since I last delved into that, and it has some history of the channel if you don't know. But yeah, I say, there's a huge thanks to everyone, to folks that have stuck along, whether you've only just come across the channel or been across for a couple of years. There's some of you that have been with the channel since basically it started, which is insane. And it is fascinating having a speak with the folks that have been with the channel for just years and years, and not just realizing how different my life is from where it was at the start, but also people that have been watching who may have been like sort of 14 or 15 sort of at the time, and now in sort of to their early 20s, and it's just it's kind of crazy when you think about it. So I'll get more details on this closer to the time, kind of see what I fancy doing, and suggestions are always welcome, as they usually are on the channel. So yeah, watch this space. And now for something a little bit more current and up to date, which is Back 4 Blood. Obviously I've been mentioned about a few times over the course of some updates, and the open beta for this game is being released this month. After kind of oohing and ahhing it for a while, I eventually decided a few weeks ago to pre-order this game. It has been some time since I've put down as much money as I have done for a video game. It's not often I will go to Steam and say, here's 80 quid for a deluxe version of this. And I haven't regretted it, but as I've mentioned a few times, it's a healthy price tag, and this game does need to justify that, which is where we come to the open beta. So if you're unaware, it comes but in 2 parts over the next couple of weeks. There is early access, which is available from August 5th to the 9th. This is for everyone who has pre-ordered the game, will get access to it. There are also codes and stuff going out and about as well to gain access to this as well, from various bits and pieces. There's some giveaways at sites and whatever else. You can probably find some bits and pieces if you're dotted about. And then there's also a general open beta from the 12th to the 16th, which is just simply download it and give it a spin. No access codes or anything like that required. So there is also something else very cool they're doing for the early access stuff, which I will be looking to incorporate into the channel. And that is, they are doing Twitch drops, courtesy of, obviously, with Warner Brothers, who are the publishers of the game. And the way it works, basically, if you create a account with WB Games, and then you connect your Twitch account to it, if you watch a streamer playing Back 4 Blood content for 60 minutes, like, I don't know, i.e. me, because I suspect I'll be playing this an awful lot this week, and then you can get access to the beta for the early access period before it becomes the general one in the following week or so. I would encourage anyone here who is interested to give this game a spin. Going from what I saw in the alpha, I liked what I saw. It was still kind of raw and a little bit rough around the edges, and that is what you'd expect from an alpha. And while it is a weird combination, having Warner Brothers, the publishers for a game like this, I have enough faith in the developers for Left 4 Dead to give them the chance, and I think there is plenty to look forward to enjoy this game. There are some pitfalls that I am worried about, and if you go to the correct parts of the internet, you will hear them repeated ad nauseum. But I think this game is going to deserve a chance, certainly. So yeah, I'm going to stream this plenty over the course of the next couple of weeks or so, and if you wish to get involved and join me even on stream, you'll be more than welcome to do so. There'll be plenty of spots to delve into the beta. There'll be both co-op campaigns as well as some versus PvP mode, or the swarm mode, whatever the hell you want to call it, basically. So yeah, hopefully you guys will have a crack on and give the beta a spin. And hopefully you'll enjoy, and who knows, maybe some of you might even consider pre-ordering the game. Just make sure to save up those bucks on the side. So talking about Twitch a bit more generally, I have been spending the past couple of weeks or so doing all sorts of crazy stuff, actually. As you can see here, we've been playing Overcooked 2 with Azumi, Gene, and Skullduggery. We've been really, really enjoying the game since we picked it up on the Steam Summer Sales. The game is absolutely rammed with content. Like, it is extraordinary how much content there is in this game with the Gourmet Edition. You've got, obviously, the main game itself, which is fairly chunky in itself. You've got 4 or 5 dedicated DLCs. You've got the seasonal update stuff, which was basically 2 full DLCs on its own. An absolute plethora of content. And so far, none of us want to kill anyone else on the team, which means that we must be really, really good friends after all. Although we had some testing times this weekend with some of the horde levels in the horror update. Man, some of those were tough. Really, really brutal. I've also been playing as well, something a little bit more relaxed before getting into the thick of next month. Professor Layton, the puzzler for the Nintendo DS, 3DS, Switch, and whatever else other consoles are coming on. I've been doing a couple of streams of that after a couple of suggestions, playing The Unwound Future, and it's been really nice to play something like it, a lot more laid back, where the story is nonsensical and at times absurd, but it doesn't really matter all that much. The art style's great, the characters are fun, the music's lovely, and the puzzles are, on the whole, pretty good, bar a couple of not so nice ones, but what can you do? I might even consider doing another Layton game down the line. This game is a lot longer than I thought. Like, we put in like 11 hours into this game, and I think I might be like 2/3 done, if that, which is kind of insane. And it's not like we've been spending like hours on puzzles. Most of them we've gotten through at a fairly quick rate of knots. So it's astonishing it's gone as long as it has. There is also the side game stuff as well, so there's bits and pieces there too. But it's been enjoyable nonetheless. But of course, next month is the big one, being September. I've already talked about plenty about stuff that is coming up on the channel. Mainly, next month we have obviously got our annual, even though I'll be doing a little bit early this time, Resident Evil Stipulation Run, which, as I've announced previously, is going to be Resident Evil 5 Professional. We're going to be doing it alongside Gene Bean, who's been obviously featuring in Overcooked 2, and we will be playing the game base handgun only with no upgrades. And we've looked ahead at the series and our plans for this run, and we've decided that this could be possibly the most brutal run I've done. I'm really looking forward to it. It has been years since I've touched Resident Evil 5. And if nothing else, it's pretty meme-worthy. But it's still going to be a very, very difficult campaign. We're doing both the DLCs as well. So you've got Lost in Nightmare, Desperate Escape, which is tough as it is when you've got everything at your disposal, let alone just base handguns. When you think you've got the likes, obviously, like frickin' Wesker and Jill and Ouroboros and Irving and Chainsaw Majinnies and JJs. Yeah, it's looking to be a very, very tough campaign, but it should be good nonetheless. So for the Sundays, we're going to make our return to the wonderful Resident Evil Outbreak Raffle trademark. We haven't touched the game for a little while since doing the last one from last year, which ran on until January because of just the crazy amount of support that we got for the streams, which I'm still incredibly grateful for it, and my back has been very grateful for it ever since. So there is a couple of things we can be changing for this year. There are admittedly a couple of weaknesses with the Raffle as it is, which is basically we're constantly playing the game on the hardest difficulty with additional difficulty stipulations on top. And a problem with that is it means that unless you've played the game a lot, it's kind of a bit intimidating, and ultimately I do want more people to have a chance to give the Raffle a spin and to enjoy the game. So I might well do like maybe a stream or two has like a filthy casual sort of idea where we tone down the difficulty of the game, a chance for people who don't play the game very much to give it a spin, and then I can just run around with them and just watch carnage unfold, and Who doesn't want to see that happen? I'm also intending to change a few of the stipulations. We're starting that with Azumi on the side. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting back into it. It should be really, really awesome. Also, as well, I'm going to be looking to have some Twitch goals and stuff for the month on the side too, because, well, it's not like I need a new chair or anything, but, I'm always trying to make improvements to the channel, be it the recording software I use. I've said like 6 million times I want to get like a light behind the camera here just to help better illuminate for streams, that sort of bits and pieces, and videos as well for that matter, and, all that sort of stuff, and there's things I want to do as well next year, so, I gotta start saving up for it, basically. And as is usually the way, I'm not just gonna start asking for money and giving them a return. Of course not. The benevolent god that I am will happily reward you with more opportunities to see me suffer in real time. I've been thinking of stuff, bits and pieces, like maybe doing like a Resident Evil marathon stream on the channel, maybe even finding a way to revisit a certain boss in the Resident Evil Zero knife run, which I was never able to actually beat, and maybe seeing if there's a way I can physically do it. I don't know why I keep putting myself into these lines and levels of punishment. It just seems natural. Apparently I hate myself, and apparently you guys like it when I hate myself, so everybody wins! Yay! Now, also, as on top of all that, I'm going to look into doing some streaming probably during the week as well for September, and definitely going to October once Back 4 Blood comes out. I'm looking to stream that. I wouldn't say regularly, but I expect I'll be on the game plenty, and most of that will be streamed in some form or another. Up until then, though, I don't know exactly what the plan is. Like, I've got some games I want to do on the side. Like, I picked up Control recently, which, of course, set in the same universe as Alan Wake. I also am looking to make a return to the Devil May Cry series. I did the first 3 games of the series back, like, last Christmas, and I've been looking to get back into Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. You got Devil May Cry... Devil May Cry 5, there we go. Apparently I can speak. That will also be happening too. So it might be that I look to do those on the side for September and October as well. And we'll kind of see how things go, but I'll confirm things again a little bit more closer to the time. It's just giving you the idea of kind of the general thought patterns that apparently encompass this part of the universe, as scary as it might be. For one last thing on the side as well, just to keep you guys in the loop, some of you all may know that I've been getting involved in podcasting recently with a group called the Infinite Analyst Syndicate, and last week I was made a co-host for said podcast after having appeared as a regular guest for about a year or so. I've also been helping with bits and pieces on the side of them technically, like we've been kind of getting into kind of broadcasting a bit more live, using the Discord event features, all that sort of thing. And yeah, they, in their infinite wisdom, get it? Yeah, I'm sorry. They figured it'd be a good idea to make me a co-host for the show, which I'm looking forward to, and it's very possible that my first co-hosting is going to be in 10 days. We're doing a kind of a look-back review, effectively, for Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, which was the Netflix series, which I thought wasn't too bad. It was kind of a bit like bit of fun and entertainment. It could have and probably should have been more, but I'll leave the rest for that. And it's very possible that I might well be hosting that podcast, which is frightening. Very frightening, but hopefully we'll do reasonably well there. As always, you can find the podcast all over the joint. I'm not paid for this, by the way. It's just something that I enjoy doing, and it's a nice way of kind of expanding the reach. Obviously, on Apple, there's a YouTube channel. There's all sorts of bits and pieces and ways, and we're trying to get into using the Twitch channel more regularly as well, because we haven't used it enough and need to do so. So yeah, if you fancy listening to that, then it's very possible in 10 days I'm going to be doing live broadcasting for the podcast. So hopefully I'll go pretty well. Alright, that should do it for this update video. There may or may not be something I've forgotten, in which case feel free to, again, comment into the channel below, and I will respond as best I can as soon as YouTube decides to tell me when you guys have actually commented, because I'm still incredibly suspicious of its system. As always, you can get on me as well. I've got a Twitter channel on the Twitter sphere over at Black Show 993. We also have a Patreon for the channel as well, patreon.com/Black Shadow 993. And we have the Discord server, which I don't plug enough and should plug significantly more than I do. Invites in every video description. There's a link to the Discord below. Please come and join. Your company will be much appreciated. Now featuring server boosting. Whatever that exactly is, I don't quite know. I might work it out one day. So yeah, take care of yourselves. Hopefully, I'll be seeing you folks come the next month or two. And yeah, Clock Tower should be good. Resident Evil should be good. Back for Blood better be good. Otherwise, I'm not getting that money back. So yeah, really looking forward to the second half of this year. Should be awesome. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Get jabbed for God's sakes. I'll see you all very soon.